In the sun-drenched town of Oja, there lived a girl named Angela. She was a paradox wrapped in a mystery. She possessed the grace of a queen and a mind as sharp as a diamond. But she had one uncontrollable shadow: her appetite. Angela didn't just eat, she consumed. To Angela, food wasn't just fuel. It was an irresistible siren song. Her parents, Mr. and Mrs. Allaby, loved her dearly. Mr. Allaby, a hard-working carpenter with sawdust always in his hair, and Mrs. Allaby, a gifted chef, struggled to keep the pantry full. No matter how much they provided, Angela would finish a three-course meal in the blink of an eye and look around for dessert. The turning point came on a humid Monday. Mrs. Allaby worked for Chief Williams, a billionaire in Ikoyi whose heart was as cold as his marble floors. Chief Williams lived for two things: his business and his schedule. Feeling faint from a fever, Mrs. Allaby brought Angela along to the mansion to assist. Together they prepared a masterpiece: golden saffron fried rice paired with herb-roasted chicken, smelling of thyme and prestige. "Set the table, Angela," her mother whispered, leaning against the counter. "The chief eats at 8 a.m. sharp, not a minute later." Angela carried the steaming platter to the grand dining hall, but as the aroma hit her, her willpower crumbled. One wing led to a drumstick. One spoonful of rice led to the whole bowl. When Chief Williams descended the stairs at 8 a.m., he didn't find a feast. He found a girl licking her fingers and a sparkling clean, empty plate. The fallout was instant. Chief Williams, a man who valued discipline above all, didn't want explanations. By noon, Mrs. Allaby had a sack letter in her hand and tears in her eyes. The loss of income hit the Allaby household like a storm. Mrs. Allaby fell ill from the stress, her spirit broken. Mr. Allaby worked double shifts at the woodshop, his hands blistered and tired. One evening, Mr. Allaby returned home with a heavy bag of expensive groceries, a luxury intended to last 2 weeks. He found his wife shivering with fever and rushed her to the clinic. When they returned hours later, hoping for a warm soup, they found Angela sitting on the floor of the kitchen. The bags were empty. The groceries were gone. Mr. Allaby's patience finally snapped. "Out," he said, his voice trembling with a mix of grief and anger. "If your hunger is greater than your love for this family, then let the world feed you." Mrs. Allaby, heartbroken, looked at her daughter. "Go, Angela. See for yourself how hard it is to put a single grain of rice on a table." For 2 days, Angela wandered. She learned the bitterness of true hunger and the coldness of the streets. On the third day, she stumbled upon a vibrant festival in the city center, the Mega Bite Challenge. A massive banner read, "Can you eat the impossible?" There was one seat left at the table. Driven by survival and her natural gift, Angela sat down. While other contestants struggled by the third minute, Angela was in her element. She moved with a rhythmic, professional speed that left the crowd chanting her name. She didn't just win, she set a record. The prize was life-changing: 10 million naira and a fully furnished cottage. But more importantly, a talent scout saw her. He didn't see a glutton, he saw a professional food critic and competitive eater. Months later, a sleek car pulled up to the Allaby's modest home. Out stepped Angela, glowing with health and dressed in silk. She wasn't alone. A delivery truck followed her, loaded with enough food and supplies to feed the entire street for a year. Her parents emerged, stunned. Angela fell to her knees, not to beg for food, but to ask for forgiveness. She explained how she had turned her problem into a career, opening a boutique restaurant where she was now the head taster and owner. "I learned that food is a gift," Angela said, holding her mother's hands. "And I learned that no meal tastes as good as the ones we share as a family." The Allabys embraced their daughter, realizing that sometimes the very thing that breaks a home is the thing that eventually builds a palace.